Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, give honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Give a double honor to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. Give a double honor to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. The Hebrew Israelites coming in and week out to teach the downfall and the destruction of America. But you so-called Negroes that call yourself African American, colored, Negroes, etc., you need to return back to the Creator. And all you nations too, you're gonna bow down to the Creator too. Because contrary to popular belief, most of us that walk the earth every day or walk in this system, we don't understand that the system is on its way out. That America is being judged by the Creator as we speak. And it's going to be a time where a lot of you are going to be ushered into the Third World War. And a lot of you are going to be in grave fear. The people that's not ushered into the Third World War, you're going to go to war anyway. See, because when we look at it from a political standpoint of view, this country is already at war with each other. But why we in war with each other? It's because this system that we call America was built upon what you would call falsehood. It was built upon racism. See? It was built upon racism, robbery, murder, deceit, right? So now the Creator is doing what? The Creator is judging the same system that we living in today. That's why it behooves the so-called black man to return and the black woman to return back to their God. Because when we was brought over here in 1619, right, and a little bit before, we was taught the curriculum of the slave system. See, we was taught that we was Negroes, colors, African Americans, and so on and so on. But don't even understand that when we was brought over here, that the Creator was bringing the natural and the spiritual seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See? We don't even see that the world, the nations today, they are at war with each other. We look at the other nations, the acronym that's called the BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They're in the process now doing what? Gathering the nations so that they can come against America. See? And how she's coming against her now? She's coming against her financially. See, eventually, the financial system of this country is going to be broken. And how's the country keeping afloat? The country is keeping afloat by keeping a grip on all the natural resources that's around the world. That's how people is eating. That's how you're able to use your money today, right? But we understand that the money today is not backed by anything. So the way that the country is still thriving over here is because of the economical system and the military. But we see BRICS, right? Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and South Africa. Now they're starting to do business with other countries. Because just like America got oil, right? Russia got oil. Just like America got a military, Russia got a military. Just like America got thriving economics, China got thriving economics. And who is China in bed with? China is in bed with these other nations. Now we see Saudi Arabia starting to do business with the BRICS. Now it's talk that France is able, now they talking about doing business with the BRICS, right? So what happened? The nations around the world that we look at today, what we call the European Union, the European Union is not going to be anymore, right? And eventually, you're going to be doing the same thing that you was doing when World War I, World War II, and the wars that was prior to that took place. Because the only reason why y'all came together is so that y'all can have a stronghold over these different countries. But now the Creator is doing what? The Creator is about to do what? Break these countries up, and you're going to start picking up your plowshares, right? And your pruning hooks, and you're going to turn those things into weapons of war again, see? And a lot of you going to be caught up in it. You already caught up in it, you don't even see it. So the first scripture that we're going to look at today, we're looking at the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. The book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, and the 9th verse. It says, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty man. And let all the men draw, it says, and let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. See, and this is what's happening. The countries around the world, they gathering themselves together to fight against America. See, that's what's finna happen. That's what's happening. We are already in the Third World War. Right? Because the nations around the world, they upset with America. Because America assassinated their leaders. America came over there and took over their natural resources. Right? America set up politics, false politics in the country. So now the countries, they doing what? They're gathering themselves. They ready to go to war. But see, a lot of you don't understand that, see, because you caught up in this system. Right? And you don't know how to wear the system like a loose garment. It says, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. And let all the men draw near. And let them come up. And see, this is the nations around the world. See? North Korea is constantly testing her bombs. Russia is constantly testing their bombs. See? China is testing their bombs. And they continue to do what? Split the atoms and create new bombs. Right? New weapons of warfare. Do you know that one of the weapons of warfare that Russia has is the Poseidon? If that nuclear weapon hit this country, not only is it going to blow up some stuff, it's going to set off a what? A tsunami. But we know going into the history, dealing with the history of the tsunami, that killed over 1 million people. That was killed during the flood, right? So we got situations going on with these countries. They have weapons of mass destruction that could blow this whole country up. And that's what's going to happen to this country. America's going to be blown up in nuclear warfare. And the people that's not up under the influence of the Creator, they're going to be destroyed right along with it. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. And let the weak say, I am strong. See? China, Russia, and these vast countries, Iran, they was weak countries. They had to sit under the foot of America and the European Union. But now they're not sitting up under the European Union foot anymore. When they was talking about doing trade with other countries, they had to go before America and the European Union in order to do those things. Now they not doing it no more. It's because why? It's because they have the ability to create atomic energy. See? And atomic energy is what? To be able to create bombs, nuclear weapons. But the elites, they understand this. They understand that the nations around the world is upset with them. So what are they doing? They building underground bunkers. See? They building underground bunkers. And they gonna leave a lot of you out. They building $1 million, billion underground bunkers under the ground. And what do you think that they gonna do with that? See, when war starts, they gonna go up underground. Where you gonna go? A lot of you gonna be caught up out here. See, you're not even paying attention to the war over there in Ukraine. You're not paying attention to the wars that's going on around the world because you think that you could go to Walgreens and Jewel's and buy food all day. But it's gonna come a time where those stores, they're gonna be closed down. See? Because the economical system of America is falling. It's been falling. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Rome is not going to be destroyed in a day either. See, it takes time. But we see the depletion and the destruction of the system, right? It says, 11th verse, assemble yourselves, come, all ye heathens, gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yah. See, it's because that's the creator. That's Israel's God. So now the countries around the world, they gathering themselves. And what is America doing? They trying to put sanctions over the country, but it's not working. They lying in the media and saying that China, they saying that Ukraine is winning a war. They're not winning no war. The Ukrainians they losing the war. But a lot of you believe that it's because you believe in the media. See? So now these nations, they put sanctions on these nations to try to do what? To try to hinder them from being able to do what they're doing. But see, it's not working. Ridley Scott, which is a military guy, he went over to Russia and he did what? He went to Russia himself to do his own independent research. He found out that Russia is still thriving, y'all. They thriving. And you know why they thriving? It's because of the creator. See? Russia is going to be the arm that's going to take down America. They say they still thriving. They're able to sell their oil, their natural resources throughout the world. When America thought that they was going to weaken them by what? Sanctions. But that's under the behest of the creator. So they did the same thing to Iran. Right? When America was assassinating their scientists along with the fake Jews. Right? They thought that they was going to be able to assassinate Iranian scientists. See, this is how devilish the country is. But that's not working. Now, Iran is able to do what? To build up their nuclear program. They've been in the dark for a long time, y'all. People don't even understand what sanctions are. Sanctions is a situation of starving. They're going to starve the country. You got all this natural resources under the ground, but you can't use it. But now these nations that the Creator has risen up against America and their allies, see, they're going to come against America. And the world that we looking at today is going to be, see, you're going to be in utter chaos, man. You're going to be in grave fear. A lot of you going to see the depletion of your ego. You already seeing it. But your arrogancy don't want you to see that what? Your arrogancy that you thinking that inflation is going to stop. You know what inflation really is? Inflation means that what? America is not having her tentacles on these countries no more. That's what inflation really is. See? America doesn't have the influence over the country anymore. She can't promote her white supremacy over the world no more. See? And a lot of you nations that came over here willfully, you traitors to y'all countries. And a lot of you gonna come back to your country and you're gonna be destroyed, see? This is the 47th chapter of the book of Isaiah. I'm going to start reading at the first verse. Because see, Babylon today is America and the European Union. See? Especially America. It's because America sit at the foot of the whole situation. Because she is the attack dog of the Roman Catholic Church, aka the Roman Empire. The 47th chapter of the book of Isaiah, the first verse. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." And what is the dust? It's the dust of confusion that this country has created throughout the world, see? It told the so-called black man that they ain't make no contribution to human history. That we was a race of nobodies. That the black man came, he was a scum of the earth. See, this is the dust of confusion that America was promoting in the country. You promoted Jim Crow laws in the country. The black man couldn't drink from the same water fountain as the so-called white man. Right? When we was walking down the street, we had to get on the side of the road to you. This is the dust of confusion that you got to sit in. See? It's because, contrary to popular belief, everybody on the face of this planet, you're being judged right now. Did you see that situation that happened with the people, right? That was in that boat? They was arrogant. They didn't have no respect for the sea. They thought that they $100,000 little boat, they was gonna go down and look at the Titanic, but what happened? They got destroyed, man. Because we don't respect the sea. We don't respect the water. We don't respect the water. We don't respect the air. We don't respect we don't respect nothing. We don't respect people. And these same elements is the same elements that's going to come against the country. People don't even understand how powerful water is. Water is one of the most destructive elements that's on the face of this planet. It says, "Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. See? Because it was a time where this country was tender. Ain't nobody even think about trying to come against this country. And if you did, you was gonna meet the wrath of the country. See? But now the Creator's doing what? See, you really a virgin. See, you ain't never been penetrated before. Meaning that you ain't never been ain't nobody never came over here and tried to conquer this country before. But now you gotta sit in the dust, man. It's because the old racism that you was practicing back in the day, you still do it even to this day. See? And what is the racism? What are we talking about today? What is the racism that they talk about today? It's politics. See? The 13th and the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. The 13th and the 14th Amendment to the Constitution has hid your racism, right? You knew that when you was marching down the street with Dr. King that you couldn't stand him, see? But you was using Dr. King is because why? Now you about to go into what? You about to tiptoe into the future. That's why the Creator, but see, you can't hide from the Creator, man. See, the Creator knows all things. That's why this country is going to be destroyed, man. It's because it was built upon racism and the dehumanization of other people. Got that word wrong. It says, take the millstone and grind meal and cover thy locks and make bare the leg, uncover her thigh. Pass over the river. And what are we talking about? Make bare her thighs. It's all of the deceit that she been practicing in the country. See? Just yesterday you killed Eric Garner. Just yesterday you killed Trayvon Martin, George Floyd. That's why the country is being, that's why the economical system is being destroyed. That's why the morale of the people is at an all-time low. Because when the country came on the scene, it was practicing what? Christianity. But when you was practicing Christianity, you was practicing racism towards the so-called black man. You told him that he was a savage that lived in the jungle of a subhuman level. That's what you was teaching in the country. You set up universities, grammar schools, kindergarten to teach our people false history. See? To teach us that we was a race of nobodies. That's what you was teaching. Because the term Babylon or Babel means what? Confusion. And that's what we're living in today. We're living in a world of confusion, man. We're living in a world of confusion. The politics is in confusion. Here it is, these guys, they come out every year, they talk about that they're going to change something if you vote for them, but as soon as you vote them in office, they do the total opposite. You built the Constitution of America. I thought that the Constitution of America says that all men are created equal. But when you was creating the Constitution of America, you said that the black man was a 3/5 of a human being, right? Isn't that what we was talking about? And you put us in communities and separated us. You put drugs in the community, prostitution. You put liquor in the community to destroy our people. So this is why the Creator is doing what? Placing judgment on the system. It's because the system is flawed, y'all. But a lot of you gonna see in the end though. Let's look at a quick scripture. Let's turn to Jeremiah 16 and 16 real quick. The book of Jeremiah 16 and 16, it says what? Behold, I will send many fishers, saith Yah, and they shall fish them. Who is the fishers? It's the prophets that they're going to set up in these last days, see? And they're going to fish the nation of Israel. They're going to be preaching the gospel. What is the gospel? What is the good news? The destruction of the system. And that the so-called Negro got to return back to his nationality, who he is. And all nations can flow up under it, but see, if you're not of the elect, you're gonna be destroyed, man. That's the gospel. It says, behold, I send for many fishers, saith Yah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. And who is the hunters? It's these nations. See? Because the fishers is the so-called black man preaching the gospel. The hunters are who? The nations that the Creator's gonna send against these countries, against America and the countries that they allied with. But you nations, man, you like how we are when we're in the hood selling drugs, right? We're in our globe. We making millions of dollars by poisoning the community, right? Somebody try to tell you to take that money and wash it up and create a business and get out the drug game. You don't want to do it because you're making $35, $55, $100,000, $1 million a day. You don't want to do it. And then when you think about doing it, the feds come. And the feds do what? Take everything away from you. You go to prison for 40, or you may do life in jail, see? And that's the same thing with this country. This country today don't want to really repent for what they have done to other people throughout history. Especially the so-called Negro in this country, see? And the so-called Native Americans. How you took the country from the people. But now you're going to set up what? Borders that these same people that you done demolished, they can't even come to the country without a visa. This is the hypocrisy. This is why the Creator said what? You got to sit in the dust. Because this is the confusion that you have brought upon the country. A lot of you catch Republicans and Democrats, you hoping that Donald Trump get in office, right? So he can make America great again. But when he's talking about that, what is he saying? He wants America to be just like what? The good old days. See, when the so-called white man was proud to be a racist. See, when the black man had respect for his master. When his master walked down the street, he got on the side of the road. He told his kids to bow his head before his master. So when we looking at people like Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, All of them want to make America great again, see? They want to keep the so-called black man in slavery. See? Keep him docile, keep him shiftless. But he don't know nothing. You could go to college, you could be an A1 student, and you can come work for our companies. But you can't never have your own country. You can't never have your own resources. You can't trade with other countries. Because the Creator has done what? He has made you a vagabond in the earth, man. It says, come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Because see, that's what the Chaldeans was. See, they conquered the nations. Nebuchadnezzar said what? I was sitting in my palace flourishing, right? Before he had the dream, right, about the 4 beasts coming out of the sea. Out of the sea. He was sitting upon his palace, he was flourishing. Meaning that what? He was living deliciously. He had all the gold, all the silver. He had the pulse of the community. He had the community in captivity. Until he was spoken to by the Creator. See? And he had Daniel to do what? To interpret the dream. That's how you Caucasians is sit. That's how you nations is sit that allied with these Europeans, see? You flourishing. You go to work every day. You work in these high-end stores, these skyscrapers. You building new buildings. You think that the economical system is thriving, right? The stock exchange, things of this nature. You create businesses. But it's going to come a time where the Creator's going to do what? He's going to take all that away from you. And you're going to become the vagabond of the earth, man. It says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame, it says, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. See? So what's going to happen? You're going to be visited by the elements, man. The sea, the air, right? Because the sea and the air today is polluted. The water that you drinking today is what? It's garbage. Whether it's pH water or whatever. But the Creator's going to meet you as a man just as well. See, you nations, you can't stop the Creator, man. You can't stop the Creator. The Creator's gonna get you through the elements. Your air's gonna be poison. It's already poison. Your food is poison. God bless America, see? But we're in hell though. How is the Creator blessing America and the food is destroyed? You go to all these high-end stores, and when you get through eating, you can't even use the washroom. You gotta go get you some Metamucil. Right? These are the plagues that the Creator has sent upon the earth, man. That's why it behooves the so-called black man. So you got to return back to your maker. But it's hard for you. It's because you think that the man that brought you on the scene is the so-called white man. That's your maker. That's your God. But your same God that you worship and discriminate against you, he's still doing it today. When your kids graduate from 8th grade, high school, what education that they being taught? They being taught false education. That they African Americans, they colored folks. And when they look at themselves in the Bible, they can't even see themselves. They see themselves as nothing. Gentiles. But here it is, the Creator was bringing the natural and the spiritual seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See? It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. What is this? The falsehood that you've been teaching throughout the world, man. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. It says, as for our Redeemer, Yah of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. See? Because a lot of you don't even know who you got in captivity. If I did a poll right now, say who is the so-called black man, you're going to come out with different polls, see? Somebody going to say something, somebody going to say something else. Because you too have been brainwashed. It says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. And that's how Nebuchadnezzar was before who? The Medo-Persians came in and conquered him and the nations. You was tender and delicate. See, you was a Lady of Kingdoms. Everybody bowed before the queen, see? But now the countries, they're not bowing anymore. They are taking crafty counsel against the country. And for good reasons. It's because when you put sanctions on Iran, you did that in the 1970s. Them people been in the dark for a very long time, 40 and 50 years. See? But now the Creator has done what? He has risen those nations, man. What you think that they're going to do with these atomic bombs that they keep creating? They not just going to keep showcasing them on the television. They're going to use those bombs. And a lot of you going to be ushered into the third world wars because why? If you don't have the seal of the Creator, you're going to be destroyed. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance. Why was he wroth with the nation of Israel? Because we kept serving false gods. We kept looking to the other nations for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding instead of looking to the Creator. That's why the Creator was wroth with us. And one of the punishments that the Creator did was what? He put us in slavery. But the black man don't believe that. What God will put another nation in captivity? A disobedient people. And we're still disobedient. We kill one another. We try to exploit one another. If I go to prison with the so-called black man, he trying to rape me in the showers. He trying to extort me. I can't use the telephone. The politicians, they go out there every 4 years or every year they talking about that they're going to go for an election and they deceive the people. See? They bamboozle the people. That's why the Creator is rough with us, because we don't have no integrity, no credibility. That's why a lot of you is going to be destroyed in these last days. You're going to see the bombs dropping from Russia to this country. You're going to see that. And you're going to be in grave fear. You're going to hide in the holes. You're going to hide in the clefts of the rock, but it's not going to save you. Because the only people that's going to be saved is the nation of Israel. See? And the nations that gather themselves amongst Israel. It says, I was wroth with my people, and I have polluted my inheritance, and gave them, it says, and given them into thy hand. See, a lot of y'all even understand how slavery started in the first place. How's a group of people able to conquer another people? It's because the Creator allowed that to happen. See, your leaders, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Abraham, see, they thought that they thought Jesus put us in slavery. It says, I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. See? Upon the ancients have thou verily heavily laid thy yoke. See, you didn't show us no mercy. You hung our people on trees. You took our babies. How you doing? Enjoy your day. You took our babies and used them for alligator bait. You raped our women. You set up curriculums in the country that dehumanized us as a nation of people. But how was you able to do it? It's because the Creator gave you the power and authority to do it. So you didn't show us no mercies. You set up treaties in the country. And you tell the nations around the world that come over here, you tell us don't fool with them Negroes. See, they savages. But you exploiting us. Do what? Basketball, football. You can't see the so-called black man as being something other than a person that's gonna entertain you. Jump, nigga. Hi, boss. Run that touchdown for me. Get that championship for me, nigga. Back in the day, you didn't even want us to be a quarterback. Because you know the quarterback is the leader. See? You didn't want us to do that. Dribble that basketball. You can't see us as being scientists. You can't see us as being leaders that move people to a certain type of level. We don't even see ourselves as that. Right? You didn't show us no mercy in this country. When you was walking down the aisle with Martin Luther King during the 60s, you was a hypocrite. Because you knew that when you was setting up the Constitution of America, the 13th and the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, that you know that you was a hypocrite, man. So now you're being judged for your deeds, man. And let me hit you with something. Your dirty deeds is gonna outweigh your good deeds. Good morning. It says, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. See? And that's the arrogancy of the country, see? Y'all think y'all gonna last forever. You think you're gonna continue to deceive the masses in false politics and religion, right? Right. That's what you think gonna continue to happen. But that's not gonna happen because see, you know, just like a female when she a virgin, she ain't never been penetrated. When she get penetrated, what's gonna happen? She gonna bleed, see? And that's what this country is gonna do, it's gonna bleed. Because see, that's your judgment, man. And look at the arrogancy of us, man. Look how we acting today. Only God can judge me. You don't say that when you go before the court, and the court lay down the gauntlet on your behind. You don't say that. But don't even understand that God is judging us today. Because if you're not doing the will of the Creator, you're going to be destroyed, man. But a lot of you are doing the will of the Creator. Because believe it or not, some of you are risen for righteousness, and some of you are risen for what? Shame and contempt, man. So slavery is supposed to happen. Discrimination in the country is supposed to happen because that's the lot that the Creator has given you. It's a terrible thing to be caught in the hands of the Creator, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. This is the book of Sirach, 13th chapter. And I'm going to start reading at the 23rd verse. Right? It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. So if Barack Obama was out here, Joe Biden, right? The people that control politics, if they was out here, y'all ought to be standing right here. Y'all be standing right here to hear what they got to say. Because what you want to hear about is how the country is still going to be thriving. How we still going to be devils in the system. It says when when a rich man falleth, no, it says when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look what he saith, they extolled it to the clouds, right? So if these politicians was out here talking like this early in the morning, what time is about 8, almost 9 o'clock? Y'all gonna stop what y'all doing. You're gonna come out here, you're gonna see what we gotta say. You're gonna see what the politicians gotta say. Because that's your God, see? Jesus is talking through him. God Almighty. You're gonna hold your tongue. You're gonna listen to that man. Deceive us some more for the next 20 years. God, Jesus. It says, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him, see? And that's how you are with us when we come out here, week in and week out. You say, look at them poor niggas. And then when we start talking about the system and how the system is going to be destroyed, you seek to do what? Cause confusion. You try to fight us in the streets. See? If you can get away with it, you'll pull your gun out and you'll shoot us on national TV. You put us in jail. You say we're a bunch of racists. But here it is. We didn't create Jim Crow laws in the country. We don't have the black belt in the country where everybody live in the suburbs and they're going to have a good life, but the so-called Negro got to live in squalor. He don't control his economics, his education, his leadership, right? His health in the community. That's what you see when you see us. You see a bunch of nobodies. But when you see the rich and the privileged, you look at them as gods. The Book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, and I'm going to start reading at the 10th verse. It says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imagination. See? And that's what's going to happen with a lot of you cats, man. You're going to be destroyed, man. This system is going to be destroyed. Because you still imagine wickedness upon your beds, man. You get up every morning talking about who you gonna deceive and who you gonna murder and cause confusion amongst the nation. That's why the scripture says in the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations. So if you imagine setting up a curriculum where you come amongst a country and then you say, we're going to give you this X amount of money, and they know you can't pay it back, and then they take control over your natural resources. Or if they meet you with a proposition and you don't want to do it, Venezuela, right? Then you're going to set up a system, you're going to set up a situation where you can do what? Bankrupt the country. That's why the Creator said that you're gonna perish. It's because you ungodly. You the beasts of the field. The bases of men. See? The bases of men are the most disrespectful people on the face of this planet. They don't care about the water. They don't care about the food. They don't care about the morale of the people. They teaching our kids that we can have 2 mommies and 2 daddies. If you Christians, you supposed to be under the influence of the Creator. You supposed to heal people like that. They struggling. But you allow them to raise kids and confuse the kids, see? That's why the Creator is saying what? But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected righteousness and forsaken the Creator, see? And that's what the nations have done, see? They have forsaken the Creator. You can't say you're a Christian and then you turn around and you do things that, but look, the Christians are nothing but Catholics. What am I talking about? Well, we looking at the acronym of Christ or Christian means what? Anointed one. But the God that you serving is what? The Babylonian mystery system. That's what we living in today. This secret society that got you worshiping it, but behind the scenes you worshiping who? You worshiping the devil. That's who you worship. This is supposed to be the most richest country in the world, but here it is, you got a homeless problem. You got the homeless out here, they sleeping in the wintertime outside. And you got billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. But because you want to keep certain people in office, instead of you helping the homeless, you're going to allow the immigrants to come over here. But you got all these homeless people. You didn't set up no schools for them so that they can have a good night's sleep. You could do that. Bill Gates got over $85 billion. He could create housing in the communities and allow the homeless people to sleep and have a good morning, eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They don't want to do it though. But what is he doing though? He's destroying the food. They taking all they don't want the food to reproduce after its own kind. That's why the Creator said what? The ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations. How you gonna take a seed from its natural estate and then you don't even allow the seed to replenish itself, to grow again, so that you could come, so that you can so you could take the farming industries out of business. That's how wicked this man is. You was intrigued when Bill Gates came on the scene. He was the computer wizard. But now what is he doing? He want to control the food that you eat. He want to control the air that you breathe. And not just him, a lot of these computer people. It's rumored that he wants to do what? He wants to blot out the sun. It says the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Creator. When you destroy the soil, you're forsaking its creator. When you destroy the water, you forsaking the creator. When you talking about blotting out the sun, you forsaking the creator. But you don't see that because why? You in your glow, man. So you glowing right now. You know what they say, you glowing, baby. But the creator's gonna take that glow out of you. And you're gonna be a vagabond in the earth. See? Your women, we're not gonna look, the so-called black woman is not gonna look to your woman no more as a god. We're not gonna look to the so-called white man as a god no more. Because the creator has done what? Made bare her thighs, y'all. See, we see now. Get some of this water. Yeah, we see now. We're still in the book of wisdom of Solomon. You know, Solomon was a so-called Negro. See? That's a so-called, that's our ancestor. But what you have done, see, you have changed the history. Let me get that. 4th chapter or the 3rd chapter of the book of 1st Maccabees. I think it's the 48th verse. Book of 1st Maccabees, the 3rd chapter and the 48th verse. It says, and laid open the books of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. See? That's why when we go into these books, you can't see it as the so-called Negro. It's because you done changed the images. Look what you're doing over there in Egypt. You got your college students that practice iconoclasm. They over there doing what? They whitewashing the black images that's over there in Egypt right now. They say, oh, that's us over there. No, see? That's why the Creator said that the ungodly is going to perish, man. There's going to come a time where people like that is not going to be able to walk down the street without being in grave fear. It says, but ungodly men with their works and words call it to them. For when they thought to have it there, it says, let me read that over. It says, but ungodly men with their works and words call it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed the naught and made a covenant with it. It says they made a covenant with it because they are worthy to take part with it. The ungodly men with their works and their words. See? And what is their works, man? It's their technology. It's their technology. You don't do what I tell you to do, I'ma starve you out. Ain't that's what they did with Cuba? You know, the Cubans over there, they still riding cars in the 1960s because of the embargo that they put on that country. Because they didn't want America to continue to come over there and take over the drugs, the natural resources. So they put sanctions on that country. And they've been starving ever since. But see, they got nuclear weapons though. That's why America don't come over there and jump on them like that, because see, nuclear weapons is the new gun of today. If I got a gun and you got a gun, you gotta respect me. You can't come in my house and put your feet on my cocktail table, because you know that I'm just as more deadlier than you. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. See, who you know that died that returned? See? But we have been taught in this country that when we die, we go somewhere off into heaven. The good folks go to heaven and the bad folks go to hell, see? But don't even understand, we already in hell. Because hell is a what? It's a condition, see? But because you up under the influence of the Catholic Church, you believe that you're going to go to heaven. And look how arrogant you are. Even with the bogus stuff that you're doing in the earth, you still think that it's a heaven for you. Ain't that's what Tupac said? Is it a heaven for a gangster? No, ain't no heaven for a gangster. Heaven is only for righteous people. And the unrighteous is going to do what? They're going to reap destruction. Eighth verse, first chapter. Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. See? You can't hide. When you sitting up here talking about it's okay to have two mommies and two daddies. Come on now, what are we talking about? Or you promoting gun violence on the news. Let me read that again. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. Right? So if you got television, and instead of you supposed to be teaching the people education, you teaching young black men about what? Drill music. How you think they're able to get on the television? It's because of the so-called white man. And they teach that to the babies. That's our education today. You remove the so-called black man out of his household. He don't even rule his household no more. His kids don't even respect him. Neither shall vengeance, when they punisheth, pass by him. See? For iniquity shall be made into counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his word shall come unto Yah for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. Let's read that over, man. But see, if I was a politician, if If I had my campaign right here, if I was Donald Trump or Joe Biden, right, or one of these devilish senators out here, half of you gonna be sitting out, you're gonna be looking at this. You're gonna be late for work. Let me hear what Joe Biden got to say. Let him deceive me some more for the next, if he get elected another term, right? A lot of us don't even want to hear what the Creator got to say. We only want to hear what the Creator got to say when we catch a disease, right? Or one of our loved ones being killed, die, or something like that. Then we in the church, we quoting scriptures. It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. Neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him. It says, for iniquity shall be made into the counsel of the ungodly. And the sound of his word shall come unto the Most High for the manifestation of his wicked deeds, man. See, that's self-explanatory right there. You can't do dirt, man, and think you're going to continue to be blessed. Like I say, America is a prison to the so-called black man. That's why it was created in the first place. So that we can serve our sentence. Because we have to fulfill what you would call the 70 weeks of Daniel. Do you know that the so-called black man been in slavery for 2,500 something years? We've been in slavery for 2,500 and something years in this country, under the Gentiles. Second chapter of the Wisdom of Solomon, 21st verse. It says, such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness have blinded them. See? And that's what's wrong with the country, man. A lot of you is man, the system have put what? Blinders on you. You remember that movie that's called Vampire in Brooklyn? The movie Vampire in Brooklyn. You had Eddie Murphy playing as the jag-leg preacher, and he was saying, "Evil is good." See, good is evil. Evil is good. That's what he was saying, and that's the mentality of the people. We think that evil is good and good is evil. So if I come out here right now and I start having signs and posters saying that America should not be promoting the Pride Parade, you're going to say that that's evil for me to be doing that. Or America still practice racism in the country. You're going to say that that's wrong. See, you shouldn't be doing that. Because you glorified in your wickedness. Ain't that's what we do? this is a good day, man, to get out here and stand before the congregation, man. See, the congregation is what? It's the masses, man. It's the people out here that's going outside every day. See, in a minute, we're going to start confronting these folks and asking them questions. We ain't going to do it today, though. This is the congregation right here, man. This certain scripture that I want. I've been looking for it too. I'm gonna find it. Let me see if I can find it. Because they talk about Babylon, Joe. If I can't find it, I'ma just move on. All right, we're in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. The book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, and the first verse. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt, Syria." Right? What does woe mean? Woe means destruction. So the Creator is saying what? That He's going to bring what? Terror amongst them nations. Because why? Because they was ungodly. It says, "Gird up yourselves with cloth and sack and hair, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." So what did the Creator was telling the nations back then? Because when the nation of Israel did wrong, they had to do what? They had to immerse themselves in what? Dust and sackcloth. See? They had to wail. Because we was doing wicked in the land. And see, this is the same thing that you nations, you gotta do the same thing too. But see, you're not going to do it right now. You know why? It's because you caught up in the system. See, it's hard to tell a person to repent that got on alligator shoes. What's going on, man? It's hard to tell a person to repent that's driving in a Rolls Royce. See? They got trillions of dollars. They're able to point his finger at somebody, and you have an army sniper take his head off his shoulders. Hard to tell that man to repent. How you gonna tell a country to repent?
No, he doesn't know repent.
That's still thriving. That's why the Creator said that what? That he gotta make you sit in the dust of the confusion that you have wrought amongst the country. See? So you gotta be brought down low. That's the only way that you're gonna change. You gotta be brought down. How a man that's making $1 trillion a year, how he gonna be brought down spiritually? You gotta break down the system. See, you gotta take the precious things away from him. You gotta take the gold, the silver, the platinum. You got to take the pulse of the community away from him. He can't go over there to Africa no more and control the diamonds and the platinum and all the oil. See, he can't do that no more. And that's what's coming to the country, man. What's coming to this country is what? War and destruction, man. And you can't see it is because, see, every Friday or every 2 weeks, you getting $1,000, right? And sometimes you may get paid every week. You can't see it. You're able to go to the stores. You're able to go to all these different things that's going on in the country. But when the credit bring you down low, then you're gonna see it. But a lot of times that's too late, man. That's like catching cancer, and then you don't do nothing about it. You don't never change your diet, but then you want to try to change your diet later on. But you at the 5th stage, see? And what stage of cancer that this country is up under, symbolically? Y'all at the 3rd stage, man. Because when they hit the 5th and the 6th stage, what's gonna happen? What is that symbolic? That's war, y'all. That's war. The economy gonna crash. A lot of you gonna starve. You're gonna walk thousands of miles looking for food and shelter, and you're not gonna find it. You're gonna be hunted by 2-legged beasts and 4-legged beasts. See, this is the stage that the country is in. These folks don't even understand that we're in the 3rd World War right now. It says, gird up yourselves with cloth and sack and hair, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent among you, and who may turn it back? See? Why you think that these young kids are downtown constantly causing destruction in the neighborhoods? Huh? It's because you done destroyed our neighborhoods. You don't allow us to control our neighborhoods. We don't even control the politicians. You know that if you don't control the health, leadership, economics, right, and education in the community, you'll destroy people. So now all the people is on the news, they trying to figure out why these kids getting off the buses and they jumping on people's cars and smashing their cars, snatching people out of the cars. Why they robbing people on the train? It's because you destroyed them, see? And the Creator using a lot of those people as a plague amongst your neighborhoods, man. When you kept destroying our neighborhoods with drugs and alcohol, now you coming back to the neighborhoods, and now you think you're gonna move us to the suburbs. But a lot of these kids today, they got cars. They gonna steal your car. They gonna come down to these rural areas and they gonna cause havoc among you. So a lot of times you think that you're going to have a good summer. You're not going to have a good summer. Because in a minute, you white folks, you're going to be getting shot in the streets. It says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Isn't the Democrats and the Republicans, ain't they on fire? What is the Democratic Party doing against the Republican Party? They doing what you would call election tampering. They trying to put Donald Trump in prison for something that Joe Biden was doing. Here it is, Joe Biden had all of the military records in his car, in his Ferrari. Donald Trump do the same thing. Then you want to put him in jail.
Yeah, I think so.
What is that? That's the respect of a person. And the reason why you want to put the man in jail is because what? It's because he's leading in the polls. I thought you wanted America to be great again. But when Barack Obama was in office, Donald Trump said that Barack Obama didn't have a what? He didn't have a birth certificate. What is that? That's fraud and deceit. What was Barack Obama doing when he was in office? He was using his military, his military to do what? Drop bombs on innocent women and children. This is what we follow, y'all. As his reward, now he could get a museum on 63rd Street, right? That's his reward for killing women, innocent women and children. That's his reward. So we look up to these presidents. But here it is, the presidents of the United States, what are they doing? They wreaking havoc amongst the people. It says, plagues are sent unto you. And what is he that may drive them away? And like I said, one of the plagues that's sent among you is the civil unrest of a lot of these so-called black teenagers that's in the community causing havoc. Because you were saying that we killing our own people, but now we starting to come downtown and cause confusion. We breaking into stores. We looting. We jumping on cars. Tourists come downtown to come see downtown the great skyscrapers, and they being assaulted. They being in fear of their lives. What is some of the other plagues that we looking at? Your food is unhealthy. Your food is unhealthy. And then you set up stores like Mariano's, Whole Foods, that's supposed to be nutritious food, but what you do? You raise the prices. See? You raise the prices. For a lot of these cats out here is what? A lot of you are hypocrites, man. How you gonna set up a store that's supposed to give people nutritious food, but it costs an arm and a leg to get this stuff? No wonder why the children is in the store looting in the store. If we living in inflation, that would be common sense for you to bring the prices down. You will make the same money and maybe more money if you bring the prices down of the food. But because you so greedy for money, you're going to continue to raise these prices. Right? Ain't that's what we do? May any man drive away any hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it had begun to burn. See, we see all these forest fires and over there in California. All the water that California got, they can't even put out the fires. And who you think that's creating these fires? It's the Creator that's doing that. You can't even see America is on fire. Like I said before, you don't even respect nature. You don't even respect the water. Here it is. You are explorers, which is a good thing. But you take all the shrimp and the crab and the lobster out of the water that's supposed to clean the water. You pollute the water. But here it is, you want to go down in the water to be able to discover a lot of things that's down in the water. Ain't that hypocritical? The same water that you polluting is the same water that you want to be able to use to be able to go down deep in the bottom of the sea to be able to discover new creatures and new heights. This is the hypocrisy of the nation. It says, may a man drive away a hungry lion. And see, like I said, you nations is going to be hunted by four-legged beasts and two-legged beasts. Because when the country is up in arms, what do you think that they're going to do with these animals that's in the zoo? They're going to let these animals out. And they're going to be walking amongst you people. They're going to be walking amongst you. They're going to hunt you. See? They're going to eat your carcass. You're going to be hunted by two-legged beasts. A lot of these folks that you done put in prison unjustly, right? They upset with you too. They gonna hunt the women and children. That's why the Creator said in the 16th chapter of the book of Jeremiah that what? That I'm gonna send fishers first, fishers of men. And who is the fishers? The fishers are the individuals that what? That's under the spirit of the Creator. And then when you don't listen to them, then what's going to happen? He's going to send hunters. See? Look how arrogant the people are. They arrogant. This woman walking out with her chest out. She's arrogant. She don't care. But it's going to come a time in this country where it's going to be all out civil unrest. And we're going to see if she's going to have her shirt open then. Walking out with her shirt open. With her breasts is being exposed. That's what I'm saying. We're all being judged today, ladies and gentlemen. Of the jury. We all being judged. And your deeds is going to continue to follow you wherever you go. This is the 19th chapter of the book of Revelation, the 17th verse. And it says, I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven. And what does the sun represent? Symbolic. The sun represent what? The American system, the European common market system, the elites that's ruling the world today. See? It's because they the beacon of light that everybody is coming to. You know, they tell you that in the summertime that you got to get out and get vitamin D from the sun. What is some of the characteristics of the sun? You use sun to grow crops and things of this nature. You need sun so you can sweat to get impurities out of the body. That's what you need the sun for. The sun is used for a lot of good properties, right? So you need the sun. If you don't have the sun and the moon, then the earth is gonna be what? It's gonna be in destruction. It's gonna be in disarray. There's no earth without the sun and the moon and the stars. So when the Creator is saying what? And I saw an angel standing in the sun. Who is he talking about? He's talking about the wicked elites that's ruling the world and the masses of the people that's following the elites. We come to the elites for what? Clothes, food, and shelter. Education. That's what we come to the elites for. When we go to college and we finish college, we take studies in college. We believe in the educational system. So the sun that the Creator is standing amongst today is what? The American system, y'all. Because the American system was the beacon of light for the whole world. And it says, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to the fowls that fly in the midst of the air, in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the great supper. It says, unto the supper of the great power. Do we understand what that means? When he's talking about gather yourself to the great supper of the great power, do we understand what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That means that the nations around the world today, that you're gonna be, that woe is coming to you. See? And that's destruction. And if you're not of the elect of the Creator, that you're gonna do what? You're gonna be caught up in this, whether you like it or not. Do you think that the nations that's over there fighting in Ukraine, that they want to be at war with the Russians? No, but they're at war with the Russians, whether they like it or not. And they suffering from it. There's no more going, they're not going to work in certain parts of the country over there in Ukraine. They're in disarray. They eat leaf soup. The women are being ravished. They being raped, y'all, in that country. They say that the soldiers, they don't even really have no soldiers. They grabbing young guys from the ages of 15 and put a gun in their hand, and they making them fight this war. And why they going to war is because of the arrogancy of America and the European Union. They want to be able to come on other people's borders and set up what? And set up military bases. Set up industrial institutions, right? So they can take advantage of another person's country. That's why they at war. But in the wicked media, they telling us what? That it's Russia that's doing. No, they not doing this. But because a lot of us have been fed lies and deceit, we gonna go to war with these countries, and that's what's finna happen. They not building bombs, ladies and gentlemen, for their health. They're gonna use those bombs, brothers and sisters. That's why Israel gotta understand who they are today. It's because the prisons are being opened, brothers and sisters. See, our prison sentence is over. We done went before the parole board. What did they say? We done served our time. It's time for us to go home. But a lot of us don't want to go home because why? It's because we've been in prison for so long. We got a prison mentality. We can't see ourselves coming out of prison and doing something for ourselves. So a lot of us so-called Negroes are what? Institutionalized, y'all. It says that ye may eat the flesh of the kings, and the flesh of the captains, and the flesh of the mighty men, and the flesh of the horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of men, bond both free and bond both small and great. See? So this grave destruction that's finna happen to the country and abroad, it's gonna be to all the people that's following after the system. And what do you think that nuclear bombs is gonna do? It's gonna eat the flesh of the children. It's gonna eat the flesh of the captains, the mighty men. And what do you think that they have in those nuclear weapons? They got poison in those nuclear weapons. See? Just like you poison the Vietnamese people, you're going to be poisoned with the same thing. Because why? Ye that live by the sword is what? You're going to die by. See? If you pick up the gun to do unrighteous deeds with the gun, the same unrighteous deeds is going to happen to you. See? That's karma, ladies and gentlemen. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves unto the supper of the great God, of the mighty Yah. That's who the Creator is. There's no Jesus Christ. That's the pagan sun god that has been usurped in our history. It says that ye may eat the flesh of the kings and the flesh of the captains. Who is the kings and the captains? The captains are who? The military, y'all. And the people that bring down orders. That tell they people to go to the country and take this country. That set up deceit amongst the people. It's going to be a grave destruction that's going to happen to them. Who are the kings? The kings are the people that execute those judgments. That say that Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, is doing what? That he's reaping genocide on his own. These are the kings. But in actuality, what are they doing? They deceiving the people. They want that $64 billion of raw gold. They want to control the natural resources, the oil. See? That's why the Creator's saying what? That you got to gather to the great supper. America and her allies. It says that ye may eat the flesh of the kings and the flesh of the captains and the flesh of the mighty men and the flesh of the horses. And what is the horses today? It's your tanks, right? It's your tanks. They got missiles on the tanks. It's your planes. They got nuclear weapons on the planes. It's your drone programs. The Creator's gonna do what? He's gonna smash that. He's gonna smash your drone programs. Right? Your military he gonna smash that. See? But you don't see it coming though. Because see, you ain't struggling. You ain't struggling. You don't see the struggle. Your bank accounts is still thriving. Your food is still what? Your food, your refrigerators is still full. That's why you can't see it. You could go to all these stores down here. You could go to the amusement parks. See? It's gonna come a time, man, where you're gonna act just like the squirrel. You're gonna act like the animals that just go out and get food. And when they go out and get food, they're gonna be in grave fear. You know, when the squirrel go out and get food, he's in fear because he's always hunting. Because he's not naturally he's not a killer. He's not a killer. He don't have carnivore teeth. So when he goes out and go working and trying to do certain things, see, he's in fear. He got to look over his back. That's what's finna happen to this country, see? It's because you have made the other countries look over their back in fear of you. And you get into the mindset of different tribes that's in the country to come against the people that you're trying to overthrow. See? Isn't that what you did with Muammar Gaddafi? Isn't that what you did with Saddam Hussein? That's what you did. It says, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on a horse and his armies. See, you countries, man, y'all about to go to war with each other, man. It's because you can't see the Creator. But how you gonna see the Creator? You gonna see the Creator through what? Through the armies that he's gonna send amongst this country. That's how you gonna see the Creator. Verse. And the beast, which is what? The final vestige of the Roman Empire, y'all. Or the Babylonian mystery system. And the beast was taken, and him with the false prophets that wrought miracles before him. See? And who was the false prophet? It was the deceivers, y'all. That deceived us with false Christianity, false Islam, false Judaism. All these isms that's in the country. They're going to meet a terrible fate. What is the miracles that they talking about? Jesus rose from the grave, y'all. See, that's what we're talking about. Or your technologies that you created in the country. God bless America. We got the greatest military in the world. Because some of the major people that keep these politicians in office are you wicked pastors, these evangelicals, and these different Christian denominations. They vote these devils in office. They worship the beast, y'all, because they got his mark, and that's his customs and his traditions. You still saying that Jesus is the God of the nation of Israel, you have the mark of the beast. If you sit up here talking about Jesus and Yahshua, you following the beast. That's what the Creator is saying. He said what? And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophets that wrought miracles before him. With he's deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. And what is that? That's the doctrine and the teaching of the Babylonian mystery system. See? And that's what you nations is following. You don't even see it. If you can't see it, it's because the only one that's going to give you an eye to see it is the Creator. It says, in them that worship the image. See, we worship the system. That's what we was doing. Before the Creator brought us out into the marvelous light, see? These both was cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. See? So with that being said, brothers and sisters, that's it. See? So we'll be back out here again next Friday. Death to America.